Okay, hello class. Good day to everyone. We'll be discussing here our lesson 5, and lesson 5 is about control and sensing blocks in Scratch programming. Okay? So, you can see in your Google Classroom this Google slide that I will be using on my discussion for this video for today in this lesson. So class, let's start. Okay. So today class, in this video we are already on lesson 5. It's about the control and sensing blocks in Scratch programming. Okay? So today class, I will be discussing all the codes that you can use in control blocks, and also all the codes that you can use inside the sensing blocks. Okay? As I have mentioned on our previous lessons before, you can use sensing blocks, okay, for creating games. Okay, mostly it is used for creating games. Okay, so today class, let's start our discussion, and it's about control and sensing blocks. So first, let's discuss what is control blocks. Okay, so control blocks is one of the 9 categories of Scratch blocks. Okay, it's one of the categories of the Scratch. Okay, and they are color coded gold and are used to control script. Okay, from the name itself, control blocks. So inside this control blocks category, we can see all the codes that we can use to control the scripts in our Scratch. Okay, it's not just about the scripts, we can also control the backdrops. Okay, so let's proceed now. So here I have provided here an image for the control blocks. So if you open your Scratch on the Scratch website, you will see that this is the these are the codes, okay, inside the control block. So there are a lot of codes here. It's just an image, but if you open your Scratch and log into your account, you will see this codes inside the control. Okay, so today class, we are going to discuss one by one what are the codes inside and how are we going to use it. Okay, so let's start now class. So the first code is when I start. Okay, when I start as a clone. So this block is a control block and a hot block. So hot block means um, it should be on top of the codes. Okay, it should be on top. That's why it's called a hot block. And it was originally called clone startup. So that is the first name of this when I start as a clone, but was likely renamed to clear up confusion on what the block did. So it activates in a clone when it gets created. So if you want your Scratch or your sprite to start as a clone, you can use this block on the control blocks. Okay, so the next code is wait 1 seconds or 1 sec. Okay, so I think you are already familiar with this because we've already used this on our previous lessons. So what is this wait command? Okay, the block. So this block pauses its script for the specified amount of seconds. The wait can also be a decimal number. Okay, so it depends on the number that you will input on this space of the wait command. Okay, so if you put here like 5 seconds, then the script will post for 5 seconds, and then after 5 seconds it will continue to run the command or your program. Okay, so that is wait. Next is wait until. So inside here on wait until, you can put here conditions, okay? Conditions from maybe from the sensing codes or from other category of the Scratch programming. So what is this wait until? So from the name itself, the black or this black will process the script until the specified Boolean condition is true. So the condition that you will put here should be true, okay? Or true or false. If the specified Boolean that you will put here is true, so the code or the program will wait until, okay, your condition becomes true. Okay? Later on, guys, I will show you an example for this. So next is create clone of myself. So you can already understand it just from the name. Like create clone of myself. So what does this command do? So it creates a clone of the sprite in the argument. So if you want to create a clone of yourself or other sprites, you can use this. So it can also clone the sprite it is running in. So creating clones of clones recursively. So if you always use this command, you will create many clones inside the running sprite or the running program. Okay? I think you know what clone is, right? So it is used to make a copy of the sprite that you are using. Okay, so that is the create clone of myself. Next is repeat. So this repeat command is the blocks that were held inside will loop a given amount of times before allowing the script to continue. So from the name itself, guys, in this example here, repeat 10. So all the codes that are inside this command, like for example, the command here is say hello, say something, or think something, okay, it will repeat 10 times, okay? But you can change it here. You can change it to any number that you want on how many times do you want this code to be repeated. So you will just provide the number here, okay? So that this is the repeat. And next is the forever. So from the name itself, forever. So the blocks that was held inside will be in a loop, okay, in a forever loop. It will not stop. It will continue to run and run and run because it's inside the forever. So it is just like the repeat block and the repeat until block, except that the loop never ends. It never ends. If your codes are inside the forever, it will not stop. Of course, unless there is a condition to stop the program, or if you click the stop button on the Scratch, then of course it will stop. But if you just let it run by himself, okay, then it will not stop, okay? That is the forever. Next class is if and then. So if then, this is a conditional statement. So the condition that you will put inside here, like if 1 equals 1, then do what is inside. So if the condition here is true, it will proceed inside, but if it is false, it will skip this code, okay? So this block checks its Boolean condition. If the condition is true, the blocks inside will run and the script involved will continue. But if the condition is false, the code inside will be ignored and the script will just move on to the next script, okay? So this is the if then. So later on, guys, we're going to have an example for this, like how to use this. But now let's just proceed. So here it's the same, but if then and else, okay? So here you're already going to provide what are the codes that should run if the condition is false. Okay, so it's a long, but you can just read this. Like, this block will check the condition of the boolean. Like, if the condition is true, the code inside, okay, on the first space will activate, and then the script will continue. But if the condition is false, the code on the second space will activate. Okay, so if the condition here is true, it will activate the codes on the first space, and if it is false, it will activate all the codes on the second space. Okay, this is the if, then, and else. So this one is repeat until. So it's the same with earlier, like repeat until, but here you're going to provide a condition. Okay, a conditional statement. So the blocks held inside this block will loop until the specified boolean statement is true. Okay, unless the condition that you will put here is always false, 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 then all the condition here inside is just going to run and run. Okay, to just going to repeat. But if the condition that you put here is true, then it will stop. Okay, it will go to the next command to be executed. Okay, so this is the repeat until. So the next is stop all. Okay, so this is what I'm saying earlier, guys. Earlier on forever, right? Forever, it will never stop. Okay, it never ends, the looping. But if you use this stop all, okay, like put this stop all at the very end of the forever loop, then it will stop. Okay, it will stop. The forever loop will stop. So what does this code do? So to add the functionality of stopping other scripts in a sprite, if there are blocks below it and it is stacked below, the other options will be missing. So basically, the use of this code is if you want to stop all, like stop all the commands that are running in your Scratch project. So this is just the same as the stop button. Okay, so this is the stop. Next class is delete this clone. So from the name itself, if you want to delete the clone that you have created, you just have to use this code. It deletes the clone, it runs in. So this block is the only way, besides clicking the green flag or stop sign, to delete clones. Okay. So this is that. Those are all the commands that you can use inside the control blocks class. Okay. So I hope guys that you understand all these commands inside this control blocks. But if you have any questions about all the commands that you will see here inside the control blocks, you can just ask me. Okay, you can message me about this lesson. Okay, if you have any questions. So now class, so we are finished on the control blocks, and now we're going to discuss the sensing. Okay, so today we're going to discuss two blocks in Scratch. The first one is control, which is we are already finished, and the second command is the sensing blocks. Okay, sensing blocks, from the name itself, it is about the sensor of like touching, or yeah, let's just proceed guys so that you will see this. So what is sensing blocks? So sensing blocks is one of the 10 categories of blocks. Okay, so it is one of the 10 categories inside the Scratch programming, sensing blocks. So they are color coded light blue. So all the commands that is color light blue, they belong to the sensing blocks. And what is the use of the sensing blocks? So they are used to detect different factors of a project. Okay, used to detect different factors of a project. So let's proceed now, guys. So I will also be discussing here what are the commands that you can use inside the sensing blocks. Okay, so first one is ask what's your name and wait. Okay, so I will just discuss this quickly, guys, because after this I will show you like all the examples for today, like examples also for your activity. Okay, so ask what's your name and wait. So this block will make the sprite using the block say the question and show an input box at the bottom of the screen. And if the question is being asked by the stage, the question will appear above the input instead. Okay, so it's just like if you want your user to input something, like you can ask them to input any number, input their names, to input their information. So anything that you want to ask your user, you can use this code. Okay, later I will show you an example for this. But now, class, let's proceed. So this is reset timer. So reset timer, from the name itself, this block sets the timer's value back to 0. Okay, when this block is present, the project typically utilizes the timer output block. Usually the timer must be reset at the beginning of a project for the timer block to hold the right value. So this basically, class, means that if you use this command, it will reset your timer to 0. Okay, because in creating a game, like guys, right, if you are like playing a game, there's a time limit. Okay, sometimes there are games that provide time limits for their games. Okay, so for example, the time limit to fight or to finish the game is only 1 minute. So you can reset that timer using this command. Okay, so next is set drag mode. Set drag mode, so, or draggable. So you can choose any value here if you press this arrow button. Okay, it sets the sprite to draggable or not draggable. So this just means that if you set the sprite as draggable, then you can drag the sprite to other places. But if you set it as not draggable, then you cannot drag it. Okay, you cannot move it to different position. Okay, it will always be there because it's not draggable. Okay, next is touching. Okay, touching, from the name itself, if the sprite is touching another sprite or touching colors, different colors, you can use this code. Okay, so this block checks if its sprite is touching the mouse pointer, the edge, or another sprite. If the sprite is touching the selected object, the block returns true. If it's not, it is false. Okay, this just means that if you have one sprite and you want your sprite to know, like, if your sprite is touching another sprite, okay, if it's touching another sprite, the value is true. Okay, it will return true. But if it's not touching anything, okay, it's just like no touching with anything, like it's not touching the mouse pointer, it's not touching the edge or any other sprite, then it will return false. Okay, so that is touching. So next is touching color. Okay, so touching color. So this block checks whether its sprite is touching a specified color. If it is touching, the block returns true. Okay, it's the same with this touching here, but the difference is if you use this touching, you can just choose the options, like if you want it to be touching the mouse pointer, or if you want to know if your sprite is touching the edge or touching any other sprite. But if you use this touching color, you will know if your sprite is touching any specific color that you want to know. Okay, so this black checks its sprite if it's touching a specified color. Next is, if you want to know, so this is like one of the conditions, like if you want to know if the color white is touching this other color. If they are touching with each other, then the value is true. But if it is not touching, the value is false. Okay? So this black checks whether the first input, a color on its sprite, is touching another color. Okay? So later, guys, I will show you an example for this. So here next is key space press. Okay? So I think you are already familiar with this based on the what do you call this? On the activity last week, right? So we use this if you want to type your nicknames, okay, every letters of your nicknames using the keyboard, you have to use this code, right? So the difference is just that this command is used for conditional statement. If you want to ask, as you can see here, there is a question mark. If you press the space key, then the value is true, and then if you press other key, then if it is false. Okay, so this black checks if the specified key is pressed. Okay, you can choose here, like if you click this drop down button, so you will see here all the keys that you can press in your keyboard. Next is mouse down. So it's another condition. Okay, it's asking if you click your mouse. That's the meaning of mouse down. Okay, it's asking if you are clicking your mouse. So this black checks if the computer's mouse primary button is activated. So activated means being clicked and held. Okay, so that is mouse down. So distance 2. So this black reports the Euclidean distance, okay, in pixels between it and the mouse pointer or specified sprite's costume center. Okay, so this is used if you want to know the distance, okay, of your sprite to another sprite or to the mouse pointer. Okay, next is answer. So these are just reporters black. Okay, like if you want to know what is the value of the answer. Okay, so the black holds the most recent text inputted with the ask and wait black. So earlier, guys, the first command that I showed you in the sensing black is the ask. Ask what is your name and wait, right? So the answer that you're going to input on that question will be inside this command, answer. Okay? Next is, so these are more commands inside the sensing blocks that reports the value of its name. Okay, so for example, the first one is mouse X and mouse Y. So it just reads the value, what is inside the mouse X and mouse Y, and then loudness. So if you use this code, you will know how much loudness is in your Scratch program. And then timer. So timer is it's like a variable that holds the value of the timer. And then X position of sprite 1, if you want to know the X or Y position of the sprite 1 or the sprite that you want to know, you can use this. And then current minute. So what is the current minute of your sprite project? Days since 2000. So how many days how many days has been how many days has passed since 2000, since the year 2000. And then next is the username. So username holds the value of the username that the user will input, or your username. Okay, so these are just more reporter blocks and sensing blocks. Okay, so okay class, so now guys, we are finished discussing the sensing block and the control block. So guys, if you have any questions, just ask me. Okay, you can message me, maybe you can email me to contact me. Okay, so now class, we are going to proceed now in our examples. Okay, so examples about control and sensing block. Okay, so before we proceed on our example for today class, let me just tell you that our example is about a crab. Okay, crab game. It's amazing game, amazing crab game. So it's a maze. Okay, do you know what is a maze? So maze is like a puzzle wherein you have to go out and it will confuse you, right? But in this example guys, I will just show you a very simple example, and the sprite that we're going to use is the crab. Okay, we're going to use the sprite crab. Okay, so let's proceed now guys. So to proceed on our example, okay, you can follow these examples that I will be doing guys, because that is actually your activity for today. So follow what I'm doing, the demonstrations that I will show you here today in this video. So let's start. So let's go to the Scratch website, scratch.mit.edu. Okay, so this is the web page or the home page of the Scratch. Okay, so if you don't have the Scratch account yet, you can join Scratch, but I think all of you are already has an account. So if you don't have an account, you can just click this join Scratch and create your own account here. But if you already have an account class, make sure that you will sign in first, like put the username that you have provided when you sign up on Scratch, and also the password. Okay, and then sign in, and then you will be redirected to your own account on Scratch. Okay, you can see here now your profile. Okay, so for example, this is your profile, and these are all your programs that you've did. So class, in this example guys, let's just create a new file. Okay, and then let's show you guys the examples from our lesson for today. Okay, so the first thing that I want to show you guys is the sensing blocks. Okay, so here on the sensing blocks, if you open it, you can see here all the commands inside the sensing blocks. So all of it I've already discussed. Okay, so this is one I want to show you first guys. Ask what is your name and wait. Okay, so if you, let's say when green flag, let's have an event here, like when green flag is clicked, you will be asked to wait. Okay, you will be asked to you will be asked what's your name. Okay, sorry, so what's your name and wait. So let's say, let's use this, yeah, what's your name, and then let's wait for like 1 second. I think it's okay, yeah, 1 second, and then let's display. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, let's go now to sensing. Okay, so as I told you earlier guys, right, the answer that you will be input here on the question will be saved on answer. Okay, so if we like run this code, what is your name, for example Justin, and then if you enter it, so the Justin that you've entered is on the answer. Okay, like if you check this, wait a minute. wait, where is it? Okay, this one. If you check this, your answer is inside Justin. Okay, like, but also you can use this, okay, for some other programs. Okay, for example, let's use the looks, and let's say, okay, then put it here. Okay, so you will be asked what's your name, ask what's your name, and wait, and then wait for 1 second, and then of course you will enter your answer, right? And let's say after waiting for 2 seconds, okay, 2 seconds, the cat will say, okay, your name. Okay, so like, let's add here first, like, say hello for 2 seconds, and then your name. Okay, like, let's run this code, and what's your name, and then you will be asked like, Justin. Okay, and then click this, and then it will wait for 2 seconds, and then it will say hello Justin. Okay, so that is the use of ask what is your name. Okay, it's just used for if you want to make your user to input something, then you can use that code. Okay, so class, let's now proceed on our example for today, which is a game. We're going to create a very simple game, but it's not complete. Okay, it's just the beginning of the game. So that is this will be actually your activity for today. Okay, I think I told you earlier. So now class, what I want to do, guys, is I want my crab. Okay, so let's delete the cat, and let's choose the crab. Okay, let's say crab, this one. Okay, and then maybe let's make it like 60 or 65 okay, so let's say that this is our sprite, the crab. Okay, and of course, since we want our cat to like do a maze, like there should be a finish line, right? So the first thing that we have to do is we have to create the stage, okay, or the backdrop of our stage, wherein there will be walls. Okay, there will be walls for the crab, and that will be like the obstacle for the crab before it finish and go to the finish line. Okay, so if we want to create a backdrop, okay, we can just draw some. You can choose. Okay, you can choose, but since we are going to create a game, we can just paint. Okay, paint our background. Okay, so let's say we want to create a wall. Okay, a wall around our stage, so we can just use this color. Yeah, we can use this violet color, and let's use this square to create a wall. So for example, let's create a wall here. Okay, so as you can see, there is a wall here already, and let's create another wall here like this one. Okay, and then let's create another one here like this one, and then here at the end. Okay, let's delete this. Okay, one more time. So let's make it like this. Okay, so let's say this is the wall that we want to create. Okay, so if we go back now to our code, okay, so you can see here that the crab now has a wall, like it's an obstacle. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do, class, is we want to control our crab. Okay, how to control our crab? We can use the arrows or the arrow keys in our keyboard. Like if we press arrow up, the crab will go up. If we press arrow down, the crab will go down. And if we press right, the crab will go right to the right. And if we press left, the crab will go to the left. Okay, so how do we do that? So let's try the let's have the events, like when green flag is clicked. Okay, and then after this, let's say that this is the first position. Okay, this is the first position. This is where the crab should begin. Okay, so let's say this is the first position. So maybe we can use the go to, like this is the first position, and the x and y is here, and also here it's the same, the go to x and y. So the very first position, when the green flag is clicked, this crab is going to be placed in this position. Okay, and then after this, we want to control. Okay, we want to control the crab using the arrow keys. So maybe we can use the forever, and then if then, like if, so let's try first the arrow up. Okay, we want to make the crab go up. Okay, if, so let's click here, if key space is pressed, and let's change it to arrow up arrow. If arrow up key is pressed, then it should go up, right? So let's just choose here the point in direction, and let's change it to up since we use up, and maybe let's move 2 steps. Okay, so let's try this. Okay, let's run, and as you can see, the cat is going up. Okay, and it's 2 steps. Okay, so let's say you want to make it faster, like 5. Okay, and if you run this, okay, the crab is going up. Okay, so now let's try the arrow down. So we can just right click here and duplicate this command and put it next here, and then the up arrow, we can just change it to down arrow, and the point in direction, we can just change it downwards because we use down arrow. So now let's proceed to the right. Okay, so just duplicate this and put it next here, and let's use right arrow, and of course let's change it to right arrow. Okay, that's it, and then duplicate it one more time and put it here, and then let's use here the left arrow, and of course let's change it to left side. Okay, so this is how you want to control your commands or your crab using the arrow keys, like up, down, left, and right. Okay, so if we run this, and then, okay, I think you can, yeah, I believe you can see it, but I'm pressing here the arrow up button, and then if I press the right, okay, it will go right. If I press left, and then if I press down, okay, up, right, down, left. Okay, so now we can control our crab. So this is how you will control your crab. Okay, so this is how you control. So I think we are finished with this. We are already controlling our crab. So the next thing that we have to do, guys, is, let's say that these walls are deadly. Okay, if the crab touch the wall, it is game over. Okay, let's say that is the instructions or the rules for this game. Okay, so let's go back first on stage class. Stage. Okay, and we can just click this backdrop. Okay, backdrop. Okay, backdrop. No, click stage and then backdrop. Okay, yeah, and then backdrops, and here we can just delete the first backdrop. Okay, and then we only have this backdrop. So I think it's still missing some parts, so I just want to draw something here. Like, I want to draw one more time here a wall for our crab. Okay, so let's draw here one more time like this, and also here let's draw here. Okay, so for example, this is the game that you want to create. Okay, you want your crab to move until here, okay, to the finish line. Okay, so I think our stage or our backdrop is finished for now. So this is just an example. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is we have to create a program wherein if the crab touches this color violet wall, then it's game over. So for that to happen, we have to create a program, right? So that next command that we have to do is for the crab to touch the wall, it is game over. Okay, so let's create another event like that when green flag is clicked. So when green flag is clicked, let's command here the forever again, and inside the forever, okay, we are going to create a condition, okay, like if, okay, if, and then if then, like, and then we have to put here a condition. Okay, so let's go to sensing and let's choose here if the color is touching a color. Okay, if color is touching color, so the color of our crab is red, right? So we can just change it to the color of our crab by clicking this button. Okay, click this, and then you can choose the color of our crab, like red. Okay, and then this is for the wall. If the color red is touching the color purple wall, then okay, then it will maybe like go to looks and let's say say I'm dead. Okay, I'm dead. Okay, and then after this, okay, it will just say, right, say I'm dead. So the next command we have to do is the command for game over. So let's just put here wait. Okay, then wait for 2 seconds, and then to stop all the commands, everything, we can just go to sensing or go to control and choose this command, stop all. Okay, stop all. You can choose here stop the script, stop other scripts in Sprite, but let's choose here stop all. So I think this is finished, guys. Like if we try this, so this is the beginning, but if your crab touches the violet, it will say I'm dead, and then it will stop. Okay, you can see it stop, our program stop. Okay, so next thing that we have to do, class, is let's say on our scratch or on our stage, let's create here, okay, let's create here like a portal, like if the crab reach here, it's finished. Okay, this is just an example. Okay, so let's say we want to put here like a green, let's say color green here. Okay, let's change it and remove this. Okay, a green circle. So this will serve as a portal for the crab that will say that we are finished on this game. Okay, so now let's go back to our code and let's add here another code on the crab. Okay, that will let us, like, if the crab reaches this color green, it is finished. Okay, so it's a very simple game, but maybe next week you are going to create an upgrade about this game. So let's add another event like when green flag is clicked, and then let's use another control which is forever, and then after this, so we can just do something like this if color red is touching green. Okay, so let's go to if, and then on sensing, let's go to color. Okay, and then let's change the color to red for the crab, and here let's change the color to the color green here. Okay, So if color red is touching green, it is finished. Okay, so what is the command that we can put here? Maybe we can put here like broadcast. We can broadcast that we are going to proceed to the next level. So we can go here on the control, okay, I mean on the events, and then let's use this broadcast message 1. Okay, this code is used to, like, if you want to broadcast a message to all the scripts in your Scratch. Okay, let's say new message, and let's say next level. Okay, like next level. So if the crab, which is color red, is touching this circle, which is color green, it will broadcast to all that you are already on the next level. And then after that, maybe we can just add here a control and for 1 second. And then what do we want to do, or what do we want to happen if the crab reach here? So maybe we can add here a new background that will say maybe congratulations. Okay, so on stage, okay, maybe we can go to backdrop, okay, and then click this, paint another one, paint. And then we can maybe it will just show you guys that we are finished on the game. Maybe, so we can just click this text and then type here like congratulations. Okay, and then maybe we can make it bigger. Okay, make it bigger. So okay, so maybe this is finished, guys. It will just show you guys, it will just represent that your code is successful. Okay, your game is successful. So let's say, let's go back on our code, and here, okay, so I think we're finished on the commanding this crab. So now let's click this stage, okay, and let's code on the stage. Okay, so let's code on the stage. So on the stage, we can, like, when green flag is clicked, it should go to the backdrop. Okay, what's the name of our backdrop? The first one. So backdrop 2. Okay, backdrop 2. So when green flag is clicked, it should always start at the backdrop 2. Okay, that is the name of our backdrop. This one, backdrop 2. It will start here. And then maybe after that, it should switch, right? Switch to the next backdrop when the crab reaches here. So what we're going to do is, let's go to stage again and create a program here, like on the events. Okay, you can see on the event, when I receive, okay, you broadcast here next level, right? So when you broadcast next level, the stage will receive it. Okay, the stage will receive it, and you can change the backdrop, like next backdrop. Okay, since we have 2 backdrop only, so from here, if this code start, okay, as you can see, I start here. Okay, it will go back to the, or it will switch to the next backdrop available. Okay, so I think this is finished, guys. So let's try. So these are the codes for the crab. Okay, and when we try to run this, okay, maybe let's make it bigger. So I press up, it will go up, but if I touch the wall, okay, I'm dead and it stopped. Okay, so we can just run this again, and then maybe we can successfully touch it. Oh no. Okay, so it's finished, so maybe we can try it again. Okay, oh, sorry, one more time. I want to show you, like, if it's successful. Oops. Okay, go up. Oops, sorry, I'm dead. Okay, so one more time. Oh man. Okay, sorry. So it's hard, but let's make the crab smaller. Okay. I think 60 is enough. Okay, so let's try it again. So I want to show it to you guys what will happen like if the crab reaches. Okay. Okay. So it says here congratulations. Okay. So let's proceed one. Well, let's do it one more time. Okay. So as you can see, it proceed to the next level, which is congratulations. So it goes back because the color, okay, the color of our congratulation is also color green. That's why. So maybe we can change the color here, like change the color to, okay, for this color. Okay. So let's try again. So if we go up and then right, left, okay, and then here. Then let's touch the green and you're finished. Okay, so you can do this on your own scratch. Okay, you can follow the demonstrations that I did here. So class, that is all for our lesson here, class. So maybe next week we're going to, I will give you an activity about this next week, which wherein you're going to create a really good game about this. Okay, like first there should be an obstacle here and I will teach you to add a score for this, maybe next week. Okay, I will teach you to add score, and then if I touch the green here, it will go to another level, and then if I touch another green, it will go to the next level. Okay, so this is the beginning of the crab game that I will teach you. Okay, it's just the beginning class. So that is all for today, class. Okay, hello class. In this video, I will be discussing here your activity for today. I'm going to explain what are you going to do for your activity for today. Okay, so here class, I provided here on your Google Classroom an activity. It's inside the Google Docs and the name is Activity 5 Crab Game Part 1. So Part 1 since it's only the beginning of the game. So here I provided here instruction, follow the teacher on how to create a game and take a screenshot of every step. Okay, so what are the objectives, what are the objectives here on this activity? So you guys will learn the following. So you're going to learn the control and sensing commands, and also you can learn here on how to create your own game using your own sprite. Okay, so in this activity class, I just want you to like create, so based on the example that I gave you on the previous video. So the first one is move left and right by 2. So take a screenshot on how did you create a command on making your sprite move left and right by 2. So take a screenshot of that and paste it here on this box. And then number 2, how did you create a command for the move up and down, and it should be by 2, and then take a screenshot of it. And then create walls. So what is the wall that you created for the crab game? Okay, so when the crab touches the walls, it will be game over. Okay, what is the code for that? So take a screenshot and paste it here. And next is play a sound. So on the example earlier, I did not add here, I did not provide there a sound. So here in this activity, you have to play a sound when the crab touches the wall. Okay, when the crab touches the wall, you have to play a sound. And then create a finished sprite or a next level sprite. So the example on the video is the green ball that I've created. So when the sprite touches that green ball, okay, it will play a sound. So play a sound when the crab reaches the finished sprite or the green ball. Okay, play a sound. And then 7, when the crab touches the walls, it will say, I'm dead. Okay, and then it will be game over. And then when the crab touches the finish line or the finished sprite, change the backdrop, and you can add there, congratulations, you're finished, or you can add another level for your sprite game, okay, or for your scratch game. And here, when space key is pressed, it should be next costume. So the crab will have the next costume when you're pressing the space key on the keyboard. And then here is number 10, screenshot all of your game or the test window. Okay, the test window is this one, okay, the stage. You can just make it full screen and take a screenshot of this, and also the screenshot of all the codes that you've used, okay, on your Scratch project, okay? So class, that will be your activity for today. So you can start doing your activity now, class. And if you have any questions, you can just ask the teacher, okay? If you have any questions or if you need help, just ask the teacher, okay, about this activity. So what am I expecting on your activity? So there should be a screenshot of every codes that you've used on creating the game, and at the very last part is you have to take a screenshot of all the commands that you've created in order to finish the game. Okay, so that is your activity for today, class. You can start doing it now. Okay,
subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.